Alrighty, I finally have another update on my Rotax 787 out of my SeaDoo that I'm rebuilding the top end on. Today I got together with my great uncle and we did some cylinder boring. We bored the cylinders 40 thousandths over and to within 1.5 thousandths of my final bore, which is actually 45 over because the piston to cylinder wall clearance has to be 5 thousandths of an inch, as stated on the piston kit box. So we bored the cylinders on his CycleSil Bore Master boring bar, and then brought the cylinders over to my shop because he doesn't have compressed air. And then at my house we honed the cylinders to the final size and chamfered the ports, and hopefully tomorrow we're gonna be putting the top end back together. I have my Wiseco piston kit. WK1303 is the part number. 1 millimeter over, 40 thousandths. You have a top end gasket and O-ring set. I have my pistons, and the pistons include we have ring set, a new wrist pin, and the pistons are actually packed in a little like velvet bag. Of course, you have the piston, and you have your new wrist pin circlips. Let me just get the piston out of the bag. A little hard to do one-handed. Here we go. Nice shiny brand new piston. That's the tip. When you're installing your 2-cycle pistons, you always want to make sure that the arrow on the top of the piston is facing the exhaust port. And the reason for that is they have the little ring locating pins on the piston. Let's see, we're in the bottom one, right there, and it's the top one. The reason you do that is so that the rings do not catch on the ports. See, that fits in really nice. My job was to clean all of the honing grit from the cylinders, all the ports. I also then I washed them in hot soapy water to remove any grit, any final grit that I missed with the solvent tank. Then I oiled the cylinders with just standard fogging oil, like they would use for fogging an outboard motor or a jet ski or anything of that nature, so the cylinder walls don't rust overnight. We actually have the pistons matched to the cylinder. You may not know, but on a 2-cycle engine of this design, the front cylinder is known as the mag cylinder, and the back cylinder is known as the PTO cylinder. And the reason for that, walk over here to where my block, where the rest of the engine is. But underneath this housing right here is the magneto flywheel that drives the ignition and charging system. And then The back end, you have the PTO flywheel, and that has splines in it where the drive shaft goes to the jet pump. I also cleaned my cylinder head up real nice. Nice combustion chambers. Only thing we have to do now is machine the rave guillotines. And the raves are like a two-stroke dirt bike has a power valve. These act in the same way by raising or lowering the exhaust port, depending on engine RPM for your wide power band. But the clearance between the guillotine and the piston has to be 15 thousandths. That's your minimum clearance. The maximum clearance is 20 thousandths. And when you bore oversize, you have to machine the power valve so that the valve doesn't contact the piston, because that would result in major damage to your brand new top end. So thank you for watching. Hopefully soon I will have another update video of the engine all back together. Bye.